Mic check.
Clear throat, clear throat. Oh, that's a royal wedding? That's not the wedding song.
Isn't it? Or
That's
is that
like
the Ice Cream Truck?
No, I swear that's I can't think of it. But wedding song is dun 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 dun.
I don't know the rest. I don't know how it ends.
We're not
but doesn't it change for like British people?
Nah, they put an accent on it.
Anyway, shout out Meghan Markle. What's her name? Meghan Markle?
Meghan Markle.
Shout out Meghan Markle. But more importantly, shout out Meghan Markle's mom.
Why? She's Canadian?
Black lady.
Yo, we're doing it. We're in the royal family. 6 generations from now, it'll be black. The royal family will be
it looked
black.
like Wakanda up in there. We are obviously recording this hours after the royal wedding. There's that Toronto connection to that, of course. Meghan Markle, they met in Toronto or some shit?
Yeah, I think they met. I don't remember when. Honestly, I don't know. I do not know much about this.
University of Toronto or some shit?
No, he came for something. Like one of those Invictus games or something.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Commonwealth games.
Yeah, you're right. No, it was the Invictus. Yeah, he came for the Invictus games.
Yeah, a few years ago.
It was like last year.
No, they were already dating by the Invictus Games. He came for the Commonwealth or something like 2015 or maybe who knows. Either way, shout out to her. Shout out to Suits.
Her, man. But obviously, you guys can tell you are tuning into another episode of the True North Views podcast. It's episode 4, man.
Ooh, we're there.
Episode 4. Connect 4. Yo,
that
man,
you
know what it is. 4 Brothers, man. This is Terrence Howard, man.
Yo, that movie is a good movie.
Yo, shout out to 4 Brothers.
Go watch it.
You know what it is, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the True North Views podcast. This is TMV, man. You know what they call us? They call us the Kings of Dope Criticism,
the Pharaohs of Prolific Opinion,
and the Emperors of Elevated Thought. It's your boy Harris here.
I go by JustShola.
And as usual, we're just a couple first-generation Canadians. We're giving you our views on what's really buzzing, what people are talking about, and most importantly, what people are not talking enough about. We got a lot of shit to get into, but first I do want to always say we appreciate the viewers.
Shout out.
Shout out to all of y'all. We see that core audience assembling. We see the day ones. Shout out to the day ones.
People that reply on Instagram, people that tweet us. Shout out to
man. We appreciate it.
DMing us.
Keep doing your thing. Keep DMing. Keep commenting. We're here to make jokes. We're here to make you guys' days feel better, and just keep rocking with us. And we'll just tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
6 degrees of separation. We tell you every episode. 6 degrees of separation. If you tell 6 people, we'll be famous.
So we got a few more unofficial friends of the show.
Yes.
Now, of course, if you guys remember last week, we did some shout-outs to some prominent figures, I would say, that are some unofficial viewers of the TMV podcast. And if you guys don't remember, I'm here to tell you guys again, because we're going to fucking brag and just keep bragging until we go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, so, first shout-out is, of course, Mr. Oakman. Last week we did that. Shout-out to Charles Oakley. Shout out to Michael Rappaport. Shout out to Joe Budden. Shout out to Andrew Schultz. We got a few more names to add to that list.
It's always going to get bigger and
bigger. We got a lot of unofficial friends, man. Shout out to Miko Grimes.
Shout out to her. She's funny on Brilliant Idiots.
Fucking so funny,
on
bro.
Brilliant Idiots, I love her episode. I need to. I think she's hilarious,
podcast, bro. Because she knows. Obviously, she played ball, so she knows sports. And it's always good when you kind of hear that prominent female voice in sports, man.
There's no female sports podcasters like that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's a lot of lifestyle. On the female landscape. So, shout out to Miko for that. You can follow her, of course, at iHeartMiko. Congratulating her on her 2 years anniversary of her podcast. So shout out to her.
And if you don't know her, she's wife of former Dolphins cornerback Brett Grimes.
Yeah, Brett Grimes.
In case you're a football fan and you don't know who Miko is and why we're shouting her out. She's also like strongly against concussions and CTE and all that stuff. She's always going at the NFL's throats regarding player safety and stuff. So shout out to her for that.
Real shit. Shout out to the boy Savon. So he is from the Need to Know podcast, and for those that don't know about that podcast, a pretty good one. Friend of Joe Budden. That's where a lot of people will know him from.
Is he on Joe Budden's podcast sometimes?
Yeah, he's like behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. I believe he's behind the scenes. He is, that's why.
I don't know if he's like one of the content creators or some shit like that. But yeah, his podcast is fire. He's kind of just starting up as well. I think he's on episode 7, maybe episode 8. So shout out to him, man. He retweeted us, so he of course is now unofficial friend of the show. And what, hot off the press? Shout out to the boy Cypher Sounds, man. Yo, he responded to us on Instagram. He said he wants to have a show in Toronto. He's a funny ass motherfucker, New York legend. So don't get it twisted for some of the younger people. This guy's a legend, man. So shout out to him. Shout out to Marlon Palmer, the Oxtail God.
Dude McFly.
That dude McFly for y'all ENT.
To man them grease my wifey. That line kills me.
Man. Shout out to Marlon Palmer, of course, man. One of the more prominent names in Canadian media right now.
He's been from time.
Yeah, from time. He's been doing work.
He's one of those, like, Toronto made it on social media, like YouTube. He was big on YouTube before Instagram and all that stuff.
Thing, like a big name. But yeah, he replied to our tweet, even though low-key dissing. But it is what it is. Shout out to Marlon Palmer nonetheless, man. But this unofficial friends list is growing, man. We're gonna have to like fucking keep tabs. It's gonna sound like AKAs, like with Jesus and Miro soon enough, man. And of course we gotta. It's not even people at this point. It's fucking networks.
Brand's getting strong. I know we're. You just said.
So speaking of Jesus and Miro, the brand is getting fucking strong, man. And shout out to CBC. That's the Canadian Broadcast Corporation. That's like the Canadian equivalent of PBS for you guys in the States.
I feel like it's bigger than PBS. It's like our local. It's supposed to be our local.
No, but I mean it's like everyone has the channel, whether you have cable or not. Educational shit. It's news.
That's true.
That kind of shit. But
Canada.
But in terms of its presence, then it's just as big as your main networks.
Yeah, it's huge.
CNN,
Channel 6 on Rogers.
Whatever.
That's all I know about it.
But yeah, shout out to CBC, man. They replied to our tweet about the royal wedding. And again, like I said, at the time of this recording, we are just hours after that royal wedding that just occurred. But yeah, like I said, man, we got a lot of shit to get into. But first, let's pay these bills, man. Let's pay these bills.
How's your summer body looking? Is it on point? Is it shredded? Is it swole?
Pause.
Here's a solution for you. Fat tea. Yeah, that's right. Fat tea will make your body looking thick. Ladies.
Hella thick.
Think of Rihanna thick.
Hella thick.
Think of Ashley Graham thick.
Hella thick.
Think of Gotta Breathe, Sit Up Bay. Think of Mama June. Yeah, before like 2018. Hella thick. Let me tell you one thing. Summer 2018 is all about self-love. And what's a better way to show you love yourself more than drinking fat tea? With ingredients like sugar and lard, fat tea will have all the right places, looking right, and not like a buck tea. Go to fattea.com/TNV and receive 4% off your second purchase.
4%, y'all.
Second purchase, remember that
4%,
shit.
y'all.
With amazing prices on their signature drinks like Fat Ass Tea, Tick Thai Juice, and their fan favorite Double D Double Double. You'll be looking nice all summer long. Ladies, go to Grand Bend, Wasaga, Sable Beach, Woodbine Beach, the Bluffs. The man dems will be staring, trust me. Again, that's fattee.com/TNV and receive 4% off your second purchase.
Yeah.
Fat T, fuck a tie gap. Now back to the show.
All right, man, let's get into some shit that, not a lot of people are talking about. Mm-hmm. This is kind of left field, kind of out of pocket. But, remember last week we were mentioning Wale, and we were talking about his rebrand, right? Yeah. Even though he's signed to a major now, so...
Is he signed?
Yeah, he signed again? Warner Bros, I think.
Oh, yeah. Would you have signed him?
Yeah,
after Atlantic dropped him?
Put it this way. Like I said, he's an upper echelon rapper, whether you want to admit it or not.
But Atlantic was like, we're giving you full reins on your album, and his album flopped. Would you want to pick
because
someone
the creative direction? So if I'm Warner Bros, I'm saying, you know what? You do your thing. You take your own creative direction. You be on your own schedule.
They did this, though. That's what Atlantic did. Atlantic said after your first two albums didn't do as well, he was always saying, like, I needed full control, like, they don't understand my creative methods.
I don't trust that.
And then Atlantic said,
but he was in a different mindset.
Here's your shit, dude. Here's money. Go do your album. And he did it, and it flopped, and they dropped him.
Yeah, but he was in a different mind space.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he's in a better place now. He's had his child. He's, he's cooled down. Yeah, he's not really searching for the limelight no more. And like I said, those 2 EPs that just came out.
Those were bomb. I actually bumped those this week.
Stupid fire.
Yeah.
And he says a full project's on the way.
Okay. Is it going to come out this year? This year?
I think so. I think this year, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out to Wale. But yeah, like we were saying, man, we're saying that he's kind of rebranding his image, like some of those things that I just said, not really caring about the limelight, just focusing on the bars again, just doing his thing, and again, just being in a different mental state. And we couldn't really think of like any other people, like other than the ludicrous example that I gave.
That was a good example.
Now, at this point, I'm sure everyone on the planet, other than me, has seen Infinity War.
I don't know how you've not seen it.
I don't really care, man.
Yeah,
Thanos kills a bunch of dudes.
It's and not they come back spoiler alert, but it's like
you can't say spoiler alert at this point.
It's like a sports game. Like
if you haven't seen it, it's your fault.
It's like a basketball game. Yeah, you know the final score. Someone's going to win.
True,
but you want to see the journey, the journey, the story.
I'll wait till it. I don't know. I'll wait till I can stream
Netflix.
Netflix. I'll wait till I can stream it. But we're seeing Marvel like completely shit on fucking DC, and what really got me thinking about this was I didn't watch the movie, but I did read some articles on it and whatnot. Correct me if I'm wrong. Captain Marvel kind of gets hinted at.
Yeah. You see her logo like because of on her chest.
Is Captain Marvel just like Wonder Woman on steroids?
She's like Superman.
Yeah,
she does. Yeah, she can do anything. She can fly. She can shoot like lasers out of her fist.
So think about DC.
Yeah.
What do they have? Like other than Wonder Woman, what did DC have?
DC, honestly, they messed up. Their directors were shit. There's no humor. The one thing Marvel has is humor.
It's the humor.
It's a family show once you put humor in it. The kids love it. Mm-hmm. The old people love it. Whereas DC went for like, if you're a strong,
the fanatic
comic book fan, you will love the movies.
If you're a fanatic or a stan, then you'll love it. And don't you like everyone that loves DC movies? They're kind of like kind of one type.
Yeah, because
like one personality type.
Oh yeah. The director went for like comic book shots in his movies.
Right.
In Batman vs Superman, he was like, "Oh, I like this shot of Superman coming down here," so he tried to incorporate that in the movie. Which again, comic book fans are like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," but the everyday moviegoer is just like, "Oh, I don't know." Like,
that's what I'm saying. They're not really gonna reach out to it. So like, again, I just kind of want to like extend on that whole rebranding type of thing. Like, is it just too late for DC to compete? Can they take advantage of the fact that superhero movies typically just make great money in the box office?
They can't right now.
Like,
they literally need to step back for a few years. Like
years.
I feel like they're not going to make money with all the movies.
They need to NBA Live themselves.
They really do. Like
shout out to NBA Live. Hold up. Let me stop that for a second.
The game's still shit.
No, the game's not. Okay, honestly, the game is not shit. Anyone can say what they want. I know it's easy and it's laughable to hate on NBA Live, but NBA Live 18 has a core following.
It's not shit.
There are a lot of people online. It's a good game.
It's 2K.
Exactly.
It's not 2K.
But that's my point.
That's what's going to happen with DC.
But even before that, you can kind of look at NBA Live in two different perspectives. You can say to yourself, it's way too late. 2K is dominant. There's no point. That's like I don't know, 989 Sports trying to make a fucking NHL game again. Even though those games were better. Face Off was way better than NHL.
You think so?
Don't at me. Fuck, what's the point I'm trying to make? Like again, DC.
It's too late to rebrand?
Is it too late? Like,
I'm asking you, do you think it's too late to rebrand?
I don't think so.
So what do you think? What would you do if you were head of DC movies?
Okay.
And
if I'm head of DC movies, what I would do is I would reach out to maybe people at Sony. Like, I don't know what their current deals are. I don't know who, if there's any conflict of interest. Again, we don't fact check. We don't give a shit.
If it works, if you think it works in your head, it works on the podcast.
Like you said, if it works on this podcast, it works in real life.
Exactly.
So I would maybe talk to the people at Sony and be like, yo, we need a creative team. We need a directorial team. We need a team that's going to give us some shit that's like Marvel. Because let's be realistic. There's a lot of characters in DC that people fucking
that's the thing.
Love.
In DC
more
Comics,
than the Marvel.
In DC Comics, DC Comics was always about their characters' development. Like, you related to their characters. They just couldn't put that in the movies.
At one point, it was like Xbox. Like, it was really about the exclusivity of the games. Even though everyone was on PlayStation, everyone's on Marvel, it was really like, yo, Xbox bringing exclusives.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like, true gamers appreciated Xbox more, but it still had mass appeal. Right? So I feel like DC doesn't have mass appeal. I feel like the only thing they've produced with mass appeal was great timing, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but with the whole women's movement and Wonder Woman coming out.
I was going to say that.
That was the only sort of mass success that they've had. And I don't mean that from a numbers. Like, I don't mean that from a money perspective, because they've obviously made money. But I'm talking about the mental perception with respect to what people think about when they think superhero movies.
Yeah,
right?
because Wonder Woman was the first female lead superhero movie. I think that helped. It wasn't a bad movie, but it also helped. It's like Black Panther was the first black superhero solo movie.
Exactly.
So it helped. It was a good movie as well, but it also helped.
Yeah, they draw parallels to each other, Black Panther and Wonder Woman. They're even both throwing up that Brooklyn sign.
BX all day.
Sorry, not Brooklyn. Yeah, BX all day. The Bronx. The Bronx.
Shout out to New York, man.
Yo, shout out to New York. But yeah, so it's like, I don't know, like, their only success was Wonder Woman, but now Marvel's gonna come out with Captain Marvel, and they're gonna shit on them, and Wonder Woman's gonna be left in the dust.
Yes. Now, DC has one movie coming out. I think they could work with, and that's Flash. Because if they can put Flash has always been like the comedic, that character that brings the funny.
If they
can do Flash right, get rid of your dark themes, like. This is not 2006 when Dark Knight. Like, if Dark Knight was come out today, it will flop. I believe.
They kind of run TV though, right? Like,
yes, their TV, their CW line. Oh God, they have like.
How are those shot though? Because I've seen only really commercials. I don't really watch shows. Are they shot? They're shot kind of dark. No.
So they have Arrow. That one's kind of dark.
Right.
Then they have Flash, which is kind of like the funny part.
Okay.
And then they have other shows, but it's more family oriented. Like, a kid can watch it and be like, oh yeah, I like this show. There's enough fighting, the cinematography is alright. But then when you go to the movies, like if I go with my little 10-year-old cousin, he's going to be like, what the fuck's going on? Whereas he can watch a TV show and just be like, oh yeah, I enjoy it. Like, that's what the movie doesn't have.
Time.
The movie just doesn't give you that appeal to the general audience.
I get it.
They need to re-theme their movies. They're not going to be Marvel with the way they're going right now. Yeah,
man. But like, so again, like, what do they have to do? They gotta get a whole new team.
Yes, step back, reevaluate.
We can't say a few years though. That's
I try. Like, you don't want to keep wasting money.
That's true.
Like, what's that movie? That Justice League. Did Justice League make money, or did
Justice League should have been a fucking smash?
Yes, like it's Justice League. The cartoons,
fucking Justice.
Do you remember the cartoons of Justice League? Yo, those cartoons were way better than any Marvel cartoon. Take it in. DC's cartoons. Remember Batman?
Yeah.
Batman Unlimited? Something like there was like three
The one
Batmans.
with the black and red Batman?
Yeah.
That one was cold.
Yeah, like all their cartoons were shitting on Marvel cartoons. Like I would rather watch Batman than Iron Man when I was a kid.
That X-Men.
Oh yeah, the one with the blue and yellow.
Oh my god.
X-Men has it.
And that
Fox
Spider-Man
fucked up
was
X-Men.
cold.
Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. But Justice League was always like
That's true.
Justice League cartoon.
Even Teen
Titans Go. Teen Titans original.
Is Teen Titans Go technically considered DC?
Yeah, it is DC. Teen Titans are DC.
No, of course I know Teen Titans is DC, but I don't know if it's like a X-Men Sony type of thing.
No, it's DC.
Okay.
DC's in control of all their properties, if I'm not mistaken.
So then, Teen Titans Go is their best. That's kind of sad. That's their
lifesaver
best chance at getting at Marvel.
That's what people are waiting on.
Smash though.
It should. If
Lil Yachty's in there.
Is it a cartoon? Is it live action?
I think it's cartoon. I think it's cartoon.
That don't matter. I will say it's a cartoon. If it's a cartoon, I proper because I think
Yachty's the voice of Cyborg.
Really?
Yeah.
Yachty?
Little fucking Yachty.
How? Cyborg's supposed to be like, I don't know. Like,
I
gotta hear it.
This is why I'm saying Yachty's one of the leaders of the new school. I posted that today on Instagram. Someone was saying, sorry, not someone. The post itself was saying that Yachty, like, big up J. Cole or something like that. And I was like, oh, this is why Yachty's one of the leaders of the new school. And someone's like, what are you talking about?
You don't think he's a leader? I don't know.
Of course he is.
I don't think he's a leader.
He's bigging up J. Cole. He's keeping, his connections smart, strategic. He's branching off. He's playing the fucking voice of a major character.
That's good for him to diversify.
He has the Nautica stuff.
Yeah, that's
that. Think about where Nautica was before Lil Yachty, or at least in urban culture.
Yeah, he's taking them from J. Cole's 1985.
But even way before that,
that's what I'm saying. He's smart.
Exactly.
I'll rate him on that. 1985
doesn't apply to him. He's a smarter. And that's why I'm saying he's one of the leaders of the new school, man. What else we got?
Speaking of movies, have you heard they're doing that? Netflix is doing that Jordan thing, the Jordan with the Bulls. I think that's going to be fire. Like Netflix is going to get views on that. Trust me.
I don't even care about the Netflix views. The fact that that's going to be available on Netflix, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
At first, I was like, I don't care about it.
Nah,
but I thought it was just gonna be like someone else talking about it. But even when I saw they're going to interview like the actual players, Jordan himself, I'm like, yes, that's what we want. I don't want to hear some analysis.
But let's kind of just one line the story for those that haven't heard. So Netflix and ESPN have agreed to a 10-part docu-series on Michael Jordan. So they're going to focus on the Bulls in the 90s, of course. I don't know if it's an official name yet, but the series will be titled The Last Dance.
Do you like that name?
Yeah, because they're saying like Jordan's last reign.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
They said that it's going to feature interviews with Jordan himself and quote unquote other key figures from the Bulls.
So like
imagine if they get Dennis Rodman on that.
You know they're going to get Rodman. They want to get
Rodman. Rodman's in North Korea, man.
Nah, he's still in California.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He doesn't live in North Korea. He was went to visit.
Where is he? In Calabasas?
I don't know where he is. Do you think he has Calabasas money?
Yo, I think he got. I think Kim Jong-un is paying him.
You know what?
Very well.
I would even. I would
give some info.
You think so?
Yeah.
But what does Dennis Rodman know?
Yo, Dennis
That's
Rodman
not on the internet.
Probably knows people that know people that know people.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yo, I don't know, man.
I don't think he has the political connects like that.
But yeah, no, they said it's going to be directed by Jason. I can't pronounce the last name. Jason Hayhier. So that's the same dude that directed the Fab Five.
I love that series.
Classic.
Shout out to Duke.
This one I'm amped for. They said it's going to feature never before seen footage from the 97-98 Bulls championship.
Is that like
season.
behind the scenes stuff, like in the locker room?
I hope so.
Or is it
like you know how the Raptors have what do they call it? What's that show called on NBA TV?
Huh? Home what? Just say
Open Gym.
Open Gym, yeah.
Yeah, you know the Raptors have Open Gym.
You
I'm hoping it's like that.
I mean, hopefully, just like deleted scenes or something.
Something, man. Give me fucking something. But yo, I have a hot take about this.
Go.
Is this funny timing, or was this always going to happen? And what I mean by that, LeBron, it's the first year. This is the first. I guess this is the first year that you can kind of have a consensus opinion that he belongs in the conversation. Again, I'm not I've already said he's the greatest of all time in my opinion. I think, because that might change after this documentary. But that's my whole point. Now I'm starting to even question myself. I'm like, yo, is LeBron really the best, or is it
LeBron's
Jordan?
still the best. Like,
so is this strategic marketing with the timing? Because this, again, like I was saying, this is that first year where people are legitimately putting him in the discussion.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did they say when this was coming out?
This year.
They just said this year.
100%.
I feel like it was always in the works.
Yeah.
And they felt this would be the perfect time to advertise about it.
That's my point. So maybe this was
strategic timing.
Maybe this was slated for mid 2019, early 2019, late 2017, whatever. We don't know.
And just think like, oh shit, LeBron's doing bad in the playoffs. Yo, Jordan's the best player of all time. Here it is.
This guy said he waited to do bad in the playoffs.
Oh, not do bad, but they're down 0-2. Like
down 0-2.
They weren't looking good the last two games. Like they're not favored to win the rest of the series. So it's like, oh yeah, this is the best player ever. Psych. Netflix about to prove you wrong. Here's Michael Jordan in the 1990s and his dominance.
But like, what do you think about that? Like, because I was listening to a very interesting interview with Chris Broussard. Again, shout out to Michael Rappaport, the I Am Michael Rappaport Stereo podcast, unofficial friend of the show. We don't fact check. So I mean, I was listening to that Chris Broussard interview, and he said something like super interesting. I really want you guys to hear it. Don't mind the shitty audio.
Conversation. Oh, he's definitely in the conversation. Like, the one thing, there's a couple things you can say for Jordan, but one that I say is, because we can debate which era is better or the different styles of play, and that's tough. But Jordan, once he started winning, not early in his career, once he started winning, nobody else ate. No. He kept Hall of Famers, Barkley, Ewing, Olajuwon, Shaq, Clyde. Like, he kept all these guys from eating. He had it on lock. The same way LeBron is locked down the East, Jordan locked down the whole league. Yeah, no, he shut it down. Now, cats are eating in LeBron's heyday. Right. Old Duncan ate, right? Right. Dirk ate. Right. Steph and KD are eating. And Steph, even before KD got there, Wade ate. Like, Paul Pierce and them ate. Yeah, LeBron is not just not letting people eat like Jordan did. And one thing I will say,
I don't agree with that. First of all, when Wade ate,
Jordan shut down the league.
Yeah, but Jordan didn't get to the finals till 1992, right? That's 6 years in the league. So this guy was like, oh, Wade ate. Wade won in 2015. LeBron got drafted in 2003. That's 2 years. Why don't you say that about how about those 6 years before they went to the finals? But Jordan went to the finals.
He's not saying, okay, throughout his career nobody ate. What he's saying is, in his heyday, either on his best team or in his athletic prime,
his heyday,
nobody ate.
When would you say his heyday started?
The 90s.
No, not Jordan. LeBron?
Yeah. Miami.
Okay. They lost to Dirk.
Yes.
That one I'll give them.
Okay.
Then they won 2 in a row. Okay. Then he went back to Cleveland and lost.
Well, let's hold on before the Cleveland part. Then he lost to Boston.
Then he lost to... Okay, that's a super... Okay, whatever.
Okay, so then, they ate. Okay, what else?
Then he went back to Cleveland, shitty Cleveland team with no chemistry yet because it was his first year. Okay. That was the year Golden State won first, right?
Okay, so Stephen ate.
Okay, we'll give him that he was on a shitty team.
Right, but that's the point. So what he's saying is, in Jordan's heyday, when he was prime,
he had a better team, too.
The league didn't eat.
He had a better team. And the league had super teams now.
But the league back then had teams. Like, don't sleep. They had teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had teams, bro. Look at Houston. They had Olajuwon. They had Barkley and Clyde on the same team. Okay, look at Philly.
Jordan ate for 6 years, and that's it. Let's put it that way. LeBron, he didn't eat.
Nah, you can't say that.
Yeah, but that's what his argument is.
His point is shutting down the league.
For 6 years. The 6 championships he won. Jordan played more than 6 years in the NBA, did he? How about those other years? Did other people eat? He got drafted in 86, 87?
When has LeBron ever shut down the league?
Miami days, the 2 years in Miami that he won MVP.
Because they went 2 for 3.
They won MVP. They went 2 for 4.
2 for 4. So that's not shutting down the league. 50% wins isn't shutting down the league. If they went 3 of 4, 4 of 4, that's shutting down the league.
Okay, well,
2 of 4 is not shutting down the league.
Okay, well, in that case, well, that's just a time frame. I could pick a time frame in Jordan's like, between 1990 and 1991. How many years did Jordan win? Nothing.
Okay, my point is this.
That was Jordan's heyday.
Let's bring some statistics into this or something. You grab a 5-year sample. You grab any 5-year block of time in LeBron's career, and you grab any 5-year block of time in Jordan's career. Jordan's career, undeniable. You can find a point within a 5-year block of time where he shut down the entire league. Can you find a 5-year block of time where LeBron has shut down the entire league? And that answer is no.
Well, you can't find a 5-year block of time where LeBron, other than the beginning of his career, where he was hands down the best player in the league.
No doubt he's the best player, but
but you can't find 5 years
shutting down the league. LeBron has been the best player.
Yeah, but he's not always the best player that season
since Kobe left.
in 5 years.
Undeniably. Not even since Kobe left. Undeniably since 3 years before Kobe retired.
Yeah, since the year before his before he went to Miami, he showed himself as arguably the best player.
So
but you can't.
If he's called the best player in the league at that point,
his team was not the same as because even when people say best teams, people compare the 90 Bulls to the Golden State of this era. They don't put
better.
Cleveland in there.
Well, they're better.
Well, that's what they're saying. Like, those are the 2 best teams of the era. Like, LeBron was never on a good team. Like, not a good team,
leader of that team. It was Michael
his
Jordan.
best team won the championship, which was with Kyrie. Ever since then, LeBron's been the only player on his team.
That's not true, man. I'm tired of that.
Who's the best?
I'm tired of that.
Who was the best defender during Jordan's era?
You're talking about
Pippen. Who's the best defender on LeBron's team? LeBron.
That don't mean
no. He had Dennis Rodman, one of the best, arguably one of the best rebounders. Rodman, who's rebounding for him? Tristan Thompson had 1 year of good rebounding, and that's it.
You can't.
You got to give him his team.
You're drawing the comparison of Jordan's best team versus LeBron's worst team.
Well, you can't say he didn't shut down.
Okay, who would you rather have, Chris Bosh or Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman.
Arguable, because Bosh is a legend. Bosh is actually probably a top 5 power forward of all time.
Yeah, but if you give me the choice, I would rather have Rodman.
I would argue that.
Because I want him to play a certain role. Grab boards. That's all I want. Grab boards.
Would you rather have Pippen or D Wade?
Oh, Pippen. I want defense. I treasure
Dwayne Wade's not the best defensive shooting guard of all time?
Yeah, but Pippen will lock down.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I'd
rather Pippen. I agree with that. No, Pippen's one of the
he's locked down. I'm only picking him just because of defense. But what I'm trying to say is Jordan was on a better team than LeBron his whole career. Really, LeBron had one good team. Oh, yeah, the Miami team, and 2 years with Kyrie in Cleveland.
So it was 4 years.
He has 6 years.
So he had 6 years of time to shut down the league. And did he shut it down?
He won 3 out of 6 in those years.
That's not shutting down. That's shutting down 1/2 of the league. And even the statistics are matching at that point. So he shut down the East, and that's it. Like, that's 50%. He won 50% of the time, and he only shut down 50% of the league. Jordan shut down the league. Do you understand how many people did not get rings? How many people are in the 50 greatest players of all time who have not won rings? Karl Malone, even though I think he ended up winning one with the Lakers.
Karl Malone never won.
He never won?
He never won.
I thought he did.
Karl Malone, he retired with Spurs. He never left the Spurs.
What are you talking about?
Karl Malone?
I'm talking about David Robinson.
No, I'm talking about Karl Malone and John Stockton.
What is he talking about? San Antonio. Is he okay?
Karl Malone was on San Antonio.
Is he okay? Does he know his cities? Utah.
Utah. Sorry, Utah. Sorry. I fucked that up. Sorry, I meant Utah.
Holy shit. No, he was on the Lakers.
Oh, well, he didn't. I don't think he won. I know he's one of the greatest
my point
to
is,
ever win.
Karl Malone didn't eat. Even like Isaiah only got like 1 ring, but that was kind of earlier. Barkley, like you were saying, didn't eat. How many people didn't eat? Whereas in LeBron's heyday, there's so many other subsections of teams that you can think about.
So you're going to say Steph is better than LeBron because Steph is shutting down the league?
No.
Steph's eating.
However, hold on. Let's talk. Let me extend on that. If Golden State wins the next 5 titles, you don't think KD's in the discussion? First of all, let's not talk Steph because KD coming to Golden State has ruined Steph's trajectory
definitely.
to be a top 3-point guard of all time.
Yeah.
Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's say that. So let's talk about KD as the focal point. If KD wins 5 rings in a row, how many does he have right now? 1 or 2?
He has one.
Right?
Just one.
So he has, let's say he wins the next 5 years, and then late in his career, he maybe gets 1 more. So let's say he ends his career with 7 rings.
It's going to be an asterisk. Oh, Golden State, one of the best teams.
But
2 top 5 players on the same team.
At the end of the day, we look at, unfortunately, only the accolades, right? So KD hypothetically would be a 7-time champion in this scenario,
pretty much.
Right? I'm sure people will put him ahead of LeBron.
They will, but then they're always going to say he never carried a
this
team.
way.
LeBron carried.
How many people put Bill Russell ahead of Will Chamberlain?
A lot of people do.
Exactly.
Because of championships.
That's my point.
Yeah,
so
but
the same people are going to put KD over Bron.
Well, in about 20 years, when people stop, like, when our era is gone, like, not our era, but like...
Will Chamberlain would sauce the fuck out of Bill Russell.
I don't know. I never watched them play.
Yeah.
Like, so that's why I don't... Like, in 20 years, when people don't watch us play, they'll just go off accolades and say, oh, well, KD had 7 rings and LeBron had 3. He's definitely not better.
And that's my point.
But right now, we are watching it, and we can say... On a one-on-one battle, who would you put KD? Who would you pick, KD or LeBron?
Yo, that's not as easy a question as it
I know. I just thought of that, and I was like, I wouldn't even say LeBron.
Killer.
Like, he can shoot from. You can't block his shot.
Oh my god,
he's
so
easy
good.
Money sniper.
He's so good, man.
Is it easy money sniper?
He is so fucking good, man. It's like it's scary how good KD is.
He's underrated because he's on Golden State.
Not even underrated. I don't think that's the right word. I think he's underappreciated.
Underappreciated, yeah, that's where we go.
Because he's not flashy, right? He's not dunking on you. He's not, doing any insane crossover. Like, his game is clockwork. I feel like he can play the game with his eyes closed.
So, back to the question at hand.
Okay.
Is LeBron not the GOAT anymore to you? Because of this.
What I'm going to say is this. What Chris Broussard said kind of opened my mind to question it. And the fact that Netflix and ESPN agreed to this 10-part docu-series, I'm going to give that a chance.
I still say
I think
no.
even when I said LeBron the other week, it still wasn't decisive. It wasn't like he's for sure the best. It's just like, LeBron might be the GOAT.
I think he's the best. Like, he went to how many 8 straight finals? That's not easy.
It's not easy.
Yeah, what's his face? Michael Jordan shut down the NBA. LeBron's been shutting down the East since before he went to Miami.
I think.
Like, everyone goes. Jordan goes.
It's really going to depend, and sorry to cut you off, but I think it's really going to depend on what happens in the next 5 years with LeBron. Because again, part of what Chris Broussard was saying, this is Mr. Sources said. What's the quote on that?
Well,
my sources.
My sources.
According to sources. Whatever the exact terminology is that we kind of all joke around about now, we can thank Chris Broussard for that because he kind of coined that term. He says LeBron's going to Philly, or not? He's not saying it, but he's saying a source close to him. Is saying LeBron wants to play in Philly. LeBron wants to play off the ball. And
I believe that. He's tired
I believe
of
it. But that's what I'm saying. And at first, sort of the questions surrounding that was like, why would Bron want to play off the ball? Like, he's so used to having the ball in his hands. Why would he?
He's aging. He can't.
Not only is he aging, but take this in. He said Bron wants to play off the ball. He's just never had anyone that has been a great playmaker.
Kyrie was the only person he had.
Kyrie wasn't a great playmaker.
Oh, well, that's true. He wasn't.
Kyrie's a great dribbler, a great individual playmaker for himself, but he's not a great pass-first point guard,
he's not
setting up your teammates. But when you look at Philly, you think Ben Simmons, and obviously you see the parallels to LeBron.
Definitely.
This is the first time that there could be a potential great playmaker for LeBron to play with. Think about this death lineup, and think about how this would kryptonite Golden State. You run Ben Simmons at the point. You run Robert Covington at the 2. You run LeBron James at the 3.
Yeah.
You run Dario Saric at the 4, and you run Joel Embiid at the 5.
I would even do that. I'll put Ben Simmons at 1.
Okay.
Redick at 2. Covington at 3. LeBron at 4. And and Embiid at
Yep.
5.
Yep.
Embiid under the
I agree
rim.
with
That's
that.
us.
'Cause you have two
Shooters, two
snipers.
shooters, exactly.
Two snipers.
3 guys that can drive. Technically, Embiid does shoot
drivers.
too.
Bron can shoot. Embiid can shoot.
Ben Simmons will shoot soon.
Ben Simmons, believe me, will learn how to shoot.
He's going to work on his jump shot this summer.
Believe me,
Trust
he's
me.
going to come in a killer next year, especially with the way that these rookies are playing in the playoffs.
This is what I'm saying. The league is so much better than it was before.
Oh my
Like, we have so much star power.
Oh my
Super
God.
teams are needed. Like, if everyone wants to have a team, there'll be 30 teams that one all-star, and no one will win. So that's why super teams are needed.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Like,
Like,
there's so much star power in
it
the
would
league.
literally be anyone can win on any given night if it was spread out. Like there's
true.
so many.
But then LeBron would
stars
be the
in this
best
league,
player.
right? But again, let's back to my point. If Bron joins the Sixers, and this was a very interesting point that Broussard brought up as well. He said, think about it in this way. Think about how the next 5 years will play out. So LeBron probably has 3 years left as the best player in the league.
Yes.
He probably has a total of 6 years left, maybe 5, where he's a very vital piece of your team, right?
You think
Maybe even till the end of his career.
I think the end of the career, he'll be
Probably, yeah. So let's say even 6 or 7 years. So think about it like this. So for the next 3 years, you have a peak LeBron, and you have a growing Ben Simmons, and you have a growing Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that's a hard
3 years later, you have a declining LeBron, but now you have a peak Embiid and a peak Ben Simmons. So that gives Philly 6 legitimate years to win titles. Now let's say they win 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them? Question mark.
That's LeBron.
That gives LeBron 5 or 6 or 7 rings. Now he's the greatest of all time because he will hold every playoff record.
I see what you're saying.
He will hold every regular season record. He'll pass. Is it Chamberlain or is it Carmelo?
Chamberlain
for most points of all time. He'll be the only player to have X amount of points and X amount of rebounds
it's like
and X.
Hakeem Olajuwon, I think, for most points, something like
I
that.
keep forgetting. Yeah. X amount of points, X amount of rebounds, X amount of assists. He'll have the most playoff points, the most playoff wins, the most playoff final appearances. Most years under his belt. God damn it.
Yeah, he came in when he was 18. People forget that. He's 33 now. He's played in the league for 15 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And he's still like playing like one of the best players.
Well, I mean, he's only 33. Like, think about that.
Who's 33 and balled out the way they are right, the way LeBron is right now? Okay, yeah, but Chris Paul. That was a good one good person. But it's because of the situation he's in.
I get it, though.
Like, LeBron's been balling out. Like, it was in like 8 straight finals. That's not easy. That's not like. It's not easy on your body. People don't understand that he's going 42 minutes a game.
Down as the greatest of all time. But I think with this, just to kind of wrap this up, I don't want to extend on this too long. I think Bron will go down as the greatest of all time when it's all said and done. However, I think right now I'm not ready to conclude that. I think the next 5 years is going to be a vital role and or vital in terms of the opinion of LeBron. Because for all we know, he can get injured. Like, God forbid, you would never want to wish this on anyone. But I'm just speaking hypothetically. He can get it. He can Kobe himself. He can get injured, not be at peak level the last year and a half, 2 years of his career.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And sort of not fade out, but go out on not the way that he wanted to go out.
It's possible. Right? It happens to a lot of people.
It's very possible, man. But I know we're going on about basketball for a long time, man. But yo, guys, it's the playoffs, man. Fuck, like, what do you want us to do? Like,
we're not going to have basketball for like 2-3 months after this.
Like, yo, give us a month? Question mark.
For what? Basketball?
How long is ball going on for?
It's going to go on to like mid of June. That's when
so we got like a month.
Right? Yeah,
give us like a month, and then we won't be flooding you guys with too much basketball talk, man.
Exactly.
But I want to touch on something that is basketball related, but sort of related to all sports, or at least all major sports. Sports gambling. I'm sure you've heard.
Yeah, I heard it.
Is legal now in the United States. Now, this doesn't mean that by the 2019 season we're going to see slots in arenas.
It doesn't mean that.
But what this means is that, if I'm not mistaken, again, we are Canadian, so we're giving you our Torontonian perspective of this and our Canadian views on this. So you guys let us know if we're getting this wrong. But I think what this means is that each state is now going to be able to determine whether they're going to allow it or not.
It's like weed in Canada.
It's like weed.
It's legal federally, but up to
the state or jurisdiction or whatever.
Set the rules and
to set the rules for it. So I kind of want to.
First of all, I did not know sports betting was illegal. Was it illegal? I thought it was illegal everywhere.
Well, it's legal in Canada, right?
Oh, it is?
Proline?
Okay, see, that's what I was wondering. I was like, we have a legal, like, we can legally sports
Didn't they
bet.
just add NBA to Proline?
No, NBA's been on Proline, hasn't it? Oh, no, football was.
Wait.
NBA's been on Proline.
It has.
I swear it has been. I don't play Proline, but I know I've seen people say.
Yeah.
My brother used to ask me, who's going to win this game? Who do you think is going
Proline
to win
just
this
Ontario?
game?
OLG, right?
It's OLG, Ontario Lottery
Gaming Corp.
Who knows? OLG.
So yeah, again, for those that don't know, in Ontario, here in Toronto, gambling is legal. We do have what we call Proline. But yeah, like again, it's a very interesting dynamic that it's going to have on sports as a whole, right? Like, is it going to be tainted? Is it going to grow the sport?
Well,
like, what do you think?
People were saying, oh, now it gives people more room to rig the game, especially in basketball where one person can make a big difference.
Right.
But it's could be done beforehand. Like, just because it's legal now doesn't mean
It wasn't being done before.
exactly. Like, they do it under the table. They go with like mobsters and it's like, hey, here's a spread.
Right.
The mobsters say, I'm going to put this much. I'll give you this cut if this happened. It's happened before in the past. So it is what it is. Sporting betting just becomes legal. You'll probably be able to bet in a stadium now.
But that's the thing. That's what they want to get to. They want to basically, like, I think in the next 3 years, maybe sooner than that, basically what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to go to the arena and not, I don't know if it's not have a ticket, maybe there's like an entrance fee type of thing, but not have a seat to the game. You're just sitting there and you're literally just betting on the props. Who wins the tip-off?
Really?
Who is the first quarter even or odd? Does Cleveland win the first quarter by 3 points? Does Kyrie score more or less than 23 and a half
So it's going
points
to be like
today?
venues that have this, that's
I
all
think
they
so.
do? Like, we walk in and you bag a computer and
And
you
just
see
start
all
betting.
the games.
Like
and
you see some
whatever
zombies in the casinos. I think that's what it's going to be.
So it's going to be like casino, but just for sports?
I think so.
Oh, that's not good.
But that's my point.
That's a money grab.
So are we watering down sort of the integrity of the fan base of sports,
Yes.
or is this a great opportunity for expansion? Or is it both? Because
It's
think
a
about it like
little
this.
bit of both.
I'll use arbitrary numbers. These numbers will not make sense. But let's say, just for the sake of understanding, let's say the NBA fan base was 10 million people, right? Obviously, it's way more. But again, just to draw the image.
Yeah.
Let's say the NBA fan base was 10 million people. The fact that legal gambling will come is going to bring 2 million more people to the fan base, right? So it's going to grow by 20%, let's say, probably more. Let's use a more drastic example. It's going to bring 5 million more people.
So it becomes 15
fan base
million
grows by 50%.
Yeah.
Of those 5 million people that are added, 4 million of them are fake fans.
Oh, yeah, they're just there for money.
They're just there for gambling. They don't even care about the sport.
No.
But the other 1 million do become genuine fans.
Yeah, I do think that will.
So again, does this grow the game where now the NBA has 11 million genuine fans, or does this water down the fan base because of the 15 million total fans that the NBA now has? 4 million of them are fake.
Well, it grows while watering it down.
Right.
It's like, it's like you're mixing Kool-Aid. Like, gets to a certain point where if you keep on adding more water, your Kool-Aid becomes more, but it tastes not as good.
Is this a good or a bad thing for the league?
For the league, it's a good thing because you want more Kool-Aid. But for the true fan,
it's for sports.
For sports, it's a good thing because you want more people watching your sports. You want more people tuning into games. That's how you get TV deals.
TV deals, yeah.
But for the true fans, it just becomes now ticket prices become more expensive because now 15 million people want to go to games rather than 10.
Do you think they become more expensive? Maybe not. Because again, think about it. Like I said, if there's, let's say, an entrance fee, like I'm thinking about like a casino right now, right? Let's say you got to pay to enter, and you're there. Like, okay, here's a good comparison. Think about the casinos, the high risk games, like isn't there games like $1,000 games?
Oh yeah, like high table,
Players
high
Club,
rollers,
whatever the fuck they call
high
it.
rollers,
Mile High Club,
Mile High. That's a high roller table.
High rollers. Okay.
Yeah.
Think about the high rollers as the game itself. Think about just walking into the casino as being the betting area. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
How many people walk into casino with the goal of ending up in the high, whatever the fuck it's called?
Well, that's everyone's goal, isn't it?
don't care to be there.
Nah, if you're there, it
So
means you got
many
money.
casual casino goers.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
There to lose $50.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Just so many casuals that just
You know what I'm
walk in.
saying? So it doesn't necessarily mean the ticket price will go up.
Well, but you said it went from 10 million true fans to 11 million true fans. Now,
So that
part goes up.
That 10% bump would increase the ticket price.
like not just ticket price, just everything in
merch
general.
or whatever. Everything.
But either way, it's good. It's good for the sport. It's good for. It just sucks as a fan, but hey, c'est la vie. I watch from my couch. It's cheaper.
No, I get it. But what else was I gonna say about that? Fuck. What was I gonna say? Fuck.
Lately, like NFL, NBA, sorry, no, NFL and not NHL, MLB, their fans
Yeah.
have been like declining.
Yeah, like you're right.
their
So MLB,
views.
like,
does this save this? Does this save them now?
I think it
Because
does.
like you said, 10 million. Now they added 5
Exactly.
million, 11 more, 11
so it
million
saves
true
the,
fans.
and I think that touches on your point, like you're saying, it's good for sports because a lot of sports are going to be saved,
Yeah.
right? Like let's think about a lot of like NHL teams that have moved cities because there wasn't enough demand. Let's think about MLB.
Declining.
Declining.
It's boring. Like no offense, but baseball's kind of boring to watch.
No one cares about baseball.
162 games too. Like,
No one cares about baseball.
but now more
until playoffs,
people will be
right?
tuning in. Like, oh, I have this guy will
Exactly.
pitch 6.5 innings.
And when you bet on a game, you watch
the game, yeah.
Whether you're a fan or not, you
You
watch
wanna see
the
how it
game.
turns out.
So whether you're a rich motherfucker and you want to watch it in person, or whether you
Go to a bar.
get that MLB League Pass or whatever the fuck it's called,
There we go.
or you watch it on network.
Yeah.
Right?
Either way,
it's good.
the
for
MLB
sport.
eats.
MLB
the
eats.
NFL eats.
Exactly.
That's all they care about.
Exactly.
So
And
it's
that's
good for the sport. I rate this move.
good for the sport, pretty much.
NBA lottery. Last NBA talk. NBA
Yeah,
lottery.
well, okay. Well, we promise. This is. I can't promise. But
Everything turns into basketball. Ball is life, fam.
it all
Ball is
turns
life.
into basketball, man.
Ball is
But
life.
let's touch very quickly on a couple more NBA topics, man. Draft lottery. Any
Was
thoughts?
Phoenix supposed to win number one? Were they supposed to be like number 3? Or they did the new odds where the top 3 have the same chances.
What?
They've changed the way the lottery works, so tanking doesn't necessarily. Well, it does help your odds, but the teams with the 3 worst record have the same amount of chances of getting the first pick.
That's crazy.
So just because you have the worst record doesn't mean you have the better chance.
That's good.
You're still sharing it with 2 other teams.
That's good for the league.
So I don't think Phoenix will have the worst record, but anyway.
Whatever. Who cares about that? Any thoughts? Like,
I just don't want Marvin Bagley to go to Sacramento.
okay. Put it this way. Let me
That's
just
all
ask you a quick question. Would you draft? Is DeAndre Ayton? Is he kind
DeAndre
of like
Ayton?
consensus one?
Is it him or Mo Bamba? Mo Bamba, I think he's the one
what
with the
about
long ass.
Luka Doncic?
Do you hear about the Phoenix problem?
No.
Like they want him because they have his old coach from international. I can't remember his name, it's like Igor or something.
Yo, if he-
but
It's
they have the
nasty.
first pick and they don't want to like use that first pick on him because there might be a better player in Mo Bamba.
Yeah, Mo Bamba's gonna be a
His fucking reach is unreal.
Jesus Christ.
I saw the measurements. He's like a good 6 inches. Like
his
before
wingspan is 7'10".
10.
Yeah.
Yes, the closest before him ever
God
was
damn.
7'6".
God damn. That's
So
fucking
there's that issue at Phoenix. Other than that,
crazy.
I just don't want Mo Bamba to go to not Mo Bamba, Marvin Bagley to go to Sacramento.
I don't know. We'll see
They're tanking too. I feel like they're still tanking mode, and I want to go to a team where he can be an immediate impact. That's just me being selfish as a
That's
as
a Duke fan in you.
Yo,
But
Curry got dropped twice.
yo,
Can we talk about this?
let's talk about
That's your
that,
favorite
man.
player. That's your favorite player.
CP to God.
Dropped him twice. In case
Drop
you haven't
Steph.
watched it, go watch it.
Again. Yo, just look up Chris Paul crosses out Steph Curry. And this is for all you motherfuckers that think that Steph got Chris Paul a few years ago and Chris Paul didn't trip on someone's foot. I remember that. I remember that clip clearly.
he
Chris
crossed
Paul
the line. He
tripped
fell. He fell.
on someone's foot.
He fell.
And obviously the change of direction was a part of the reason why he fell. But he tripped over someone's foot, bro.
Yeah, he still
I'm
fell.
sticking to that. But Chris Paul dropped that motherfucker twice. Let's get it. those fucking weak ass ankles. Get Steph Curry the fuck out of here. Houston in 6. Let's get it. No, I'm fucking around. It's gonna be a good series. Let's see what happens. But no, I do want to touch on that like really quickly with the whole coaching situation. So Milwaukee signed Budenholzer. It's a great thing.
He wanted. He didn't. So he didn't want to come to Toronto.
Good. I didn't want him.
I don't blame him. Toronto's a shitty team. Like he could probably do more.
No, don't say that. Let's not act like
we're not going to go anywhere with this team.
Let's still appreciate what we got.
Well, no, I'm over.
So, nonetheless, we didn't want Budenholzer.
I didn't want him anyway.
I think it was a couple days ago, Ujiri said he's heavily considering the Raptors' assistant coach, Nick Nurse.
Yes, I was saying that a long time ago.
Now, in Toronto, there's a lot of respect for Nick Nurse. I'm sure he's well respected in the league.
Is he the one that like built our offense? Because Dwayne Casey's a defensive coach.
Exactly.
And he was the one that like
built
ran
our offense. And
practice.
for those that haven't realized, the Raptors completely revamped their offense and had one of the best offenses in the regular season.
We had a high offense
for those
rating.
that try to shit on us for the playoffs.
We're top 5 offensive, top 5 defensive. Fuck y'all.
What do you think about Nick? Like, would you want that, or is it Stackhouse or nothing?
Well, is Stackhouse going to leave 905? Like, if Stackhouse is leaving 905, then yes, I want him.
That's the thing.
If he's staying there, then yeah, sure, bring Nick Nurse. I'd rather have Nick Nurse.
I think Stackhouse's status is too big now to stay at 905.
He is. He wants. Did they win this year again?
They won.
So they won 2 years in a row. 905.
So.
Did 905 win this year, Trevor?
Do you know?
They didn't? Is that no or I don't know? Oh, they did. Either way, they went to the finals, right?
So I believe that's
good. They went to finals 2 years in a row and won
exactly
1 out of 2.
Now what's surprising me a little bit is that there's no real rumors out there about Stackhouse being shopped anywhere else. That's kind of interesting.
They must be keeping it close to heart. Like the Raptors are probably like don't tell because they don't want people coming after him.
Maybe
I wouldn't want people coming after him.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's Nick Nurse's time yet. I think he's kind of cool behind the scenes.
He is.
I think we take a shot at Stackhouse. I think we do a 5-year deal. To be honest.
Think so? How much did Budenholzer get?
Budenholzer, I don't know. We don't know the details of the deal. But one more interesting thing: Detroit is heavily considering Becky Hammond. What do you think about that?
I've said my piece on Becky Hammond. She can coach. She can coach,
period. But like Gasol said, she can coach, period. He's like, I'm not saying this that she can be adequate, like she can stay up there with the men, et cetera, et cetera. I'm saying she can coach, period.
Okay, I'll give her that. If she can coach, she's coached when Pop was thing before, right?
Yo, Becky Hammond can coach.
Yeah,
even in the WNBA, she was a player coach. Like she was basically like she was point guard and she was running the offense on New York Liberty.
I just don't see her as a head coach in the NBA, unfortunately.
I do.
I'll leave it at that. Make your own
A lot of people are saying that Detroit should, not a lot of people, but do you think Detroit should pick up Dwayne Casey instead? Like, where does let's make a prediction. Where does Dwayne Casey go? He's
going to go to a shitty team like Memphis or Sacramento. Memphis, because they lost to Fizdale. I think you go to like Memphis and rebuild. I feel like that's the next thing for him.
My hot take would be, I have 2 of them. Ooh. Orlando.
Okay, Orlando's such a shitty team.
Or the Clippers.
I don't think go to Orlando because Orlando's going to lose AG. Was his contract up this year, or does he have like a player? But either way, that team's in shambles. I would want to go to a team that at least I can work with.
Yeah, but Alfred Payton cut the hair. So
did he cut his hair?
He cut his hair.
He cut his hair. Oh, I got to see.
He looks like DeLon right now.
I got to see this picture. Oh God!
I swear to God, yo, he looks like DeLon right now. It's fucking funny.
Yo, he cut his hair. I'm the youngest flexer in this century. See this car? This is my car. I am the youngest flexer in the century. I'm only 9 years old, and I'm riding around in Calabasas.
Yo,
why do I sound like that?
Little Tay. Let's completely switch gears here. Little fucking Tay.
Yo, first of all, I rate her for get your money how you going to get your money.
That's true. But was she getting money? Like,
you have to be getting money with
like, did she have for bookings in her bio or something? Like, how was she making money?
I just assume like if you're on social media, if you wear a shirt, it's
maybe
not
through sponsor ads.
Free. It's free. I mean, it's not a random shirt. Like I feel like she has sponsored stuff.
Yeah, but all she was wearing was like Adidas tracksuit.
I know she still wears that. That's so funny.
She wasn't, but like, what the fuck is going on with Little Tay, man? Let's talk about Little Tay for a moment. She's Canadian.
Yeah,
by the way,
Vancouver.
So her mom, of course, as you guys know, her mom was fired from her job for all the stunting fake stunting that Lil Tay was doing. She was following the fake it till you make it motto. And I rate that. I respect the hustle.
I do not knock the hustle. Get your money how you're going to get your money.
Get your money.
I might not support you, but get your money.
Get your money.
Eat. If someone told me to do what Lil Tay is doing now, we getting money, yeah, damn straight I'll do it.
So do you think this is like one of many fake flexers on Instagram? Or is she kind of like the only one?
I think this hopefully opens people's eyes up that people on Instagram are lying to you. A lot, even I am. You know, they post that one Louis bag they have, and you're like, oh damn, they got money. And meanwhile, they probably use their rent money to buy that bag just to fake flex on Instagram.
The entire paycheck can't even afford that bill. They have wireless.
Pretty much. It's probably fake. They probably bootlegged it, or got a bootleg from Pacific Mall. Shout out to Pacific Mall, by the way.
So what's next for Lil Tay, man? Did you see that meme? Not meme, but sorry.
The video?
That video that guy pulled up on her?
Oh, I saw the video, but I didn't hear the sound.
Why did I have to pull up on her? Like,
why? She's the youngest flexer of the century.
She's also a fucking 9-year-old.
I don't care.
Bro,
it's what consequences to your action.
Consequences of your act, no doubt.
I'm sorry she's 9, but you can't go around. Literally, this is her. I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Oh wait, hold up. Now I got caught. Oh, leave me alone. I'm such a little girl. You can't. Don't switch it up. Don't become the victim when you were trying to make us the victim. Yeah, keep the same energy. Like, yeah, I got caught lying, but I'm still richer than all y'all. Like, keep the same energy.
She should have doubled down, yo.
I don't respect her saying, "Oh, I'm such a kid. Leave me alone."
She should have like 6ix9ine. Like, you know, any flack that 6ix9ine gets, he doubles down on it.
How?
Right? Like, I'm trying to think of like the fact that he basically pulls up in cities and kind of shows videos and like flexes that he doesn't have to check in.
Mm-hmm.
He doubles down on that, so he doesn't shy away from that and be like,
yeah, exactly.
"What do you guys want me to do? I'm just
I'm just trying to eat."
Isn't he like 23? Like, I don't know why he uses the rainbow head kid. He's like 21 at least.
Hey, it's a gimmick. It's social media. That's how you have to get your money.
But like, he doubles down on it, right? So like, he'll be like, "Yeah, you know what? I said I don't have to check in, but here I am again, not checking in again."
Yeah, see, she needs to keep
should have done the same thing.
Yeah,
like,
I don't got a fucking Mercedes.
So what? I was using my mom's clients' cars. You think I'm dumb enough to use my own cars?
Exactly.
I'm still rich.
I say shit like that. I would have actually respected her if she did that.
We should write for Lil Tay.
Yo, Lil Tay, hit us up, yo. Send us Lil Tay.
Yo, hit us up, Lil Tay. It's the official Canadian connection, man.
So take this in. You got to. She was always seen with Whoa Vicky.
Yeah.
This is just a random side. Quick two things.
I think I know.
So now, Whoa Vicky has to know she was fake flexing.
But wasn't Vicky fake flexing?
That's what I'm saying. Now, doesn't this tell everybody that, yo, Whoa Vicky's fake flexing?
But didn't she already do her switch up?
She did?
I think so.
Oh,
I didn't watch the video, but I think I saw like she posted like a most recent video where she was like speaking normally. Like, I didn't watch the actual video, but I don't know.
I watched the video. It turns out she's not even from Zone 6. She's from like some rich part of Atlanta.
Something like that. But we were talking about Tekashi. You got some shit?
Tekashi is whatever it is. Him and Trippie are beefing. Why are they beefing? I'm so confused. What's this beef about?
I think the beef is about...
See, no one knows.
No, I know. No, everyone knows.
What music?
So, if I'm not mistaken, I may have this wrong. Please don't quote me on this, but if I'm not mistaken, Trippie Redd had or purchased or received a beat from a producer. I don't remember which producer it is. Trippie didn't really care to use that beat anymore, so he gave it to 6ix9ine. It was
a song that
it was Gunmo.
It was Pure Born.
Yeah, right. So it was Gunmo. Exactly.
Got the sticky, got the sticky.
Gunmo becomes huge. Trippie Redd basically says, "Bro, I gave you this beat. If it wasn't for me sort of putting you on when people wasn't really fucking with you, you wouldn't have the status that you have right now." And 6ix9ine is basically saying, "Hey, man, like, if I relied on you for this platform, why am I way bigger than you? Like, what respect do I have to give you when I'm way bigger?"
Is Tekashi bigger than Trippie?
Absolutely.
No, I think Trippie's huge.
Trippie's huge, but Tekashi's
because he's dropped it. Trippie hasn't dropped shit.
That's the thing.
Tekashi's dropping shit.
Trippie's better.
I feel like
Trippie will have more longevity.
Oh yeah.
But I think as of right now, 6ix9ine is the hot artist.
But Trippie needs to drop shit. Trippie drop some shit. Yo.
Yeah, Trippie drop some motherfucking music, man. Like,
either way, how did Cash Me Outside Girl get mixed up in this?
I think the Cash Me Outside Girl's like a stan of Trippie at this point. Like, all she does is talk about Trippie in this positive light. But wasn't 6ix9ine like saying some shit about they kissed or like they had, I don't know, man.
I do not want to talk about underage.
Yeah.
I do not want to talk about underage people and what they
let's
backtrack. All I want to say is I feel like this is for publicity. Trippie's going to drop a project soon. He's trying to build some buzz.
Maybe.
Labels would do anything for money. Like, labels don't see the downside of negative image on their artists. They just see it as dollar signs. To them,
that's true.
To them, any publicity is good publicity.
That's true.
That's to the labels. Like, they don't see I feel like they don't see artists as anything more than just an item for money. Pretty much. They don't care about. If you're not making any money for them, you're useless to them.
That's it.
And they don't care about your publicity.
That's the name of the game. Yeah. You hear that new Lil Baby track?
No, his album is actually. I don't know if the album. It's so good, actually.
Real shit?
It came out on Friday. It's so good.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I'll give it
I heard that Drake track.
I was not intending to give that a listen, but I heard of course, the Drake track, the Yes Indeed track. Yo, did you see fucking Academics was wilding out? He was saying Baby killed it more than Drake.
After he said, I'm gonna go listen to the song again. I'm like, no, he didn't.
Yo, bro, I can't remember.
Baby is a typical. I got more clothes. I got more cars. I get more girls. Drake actually came with bars. Yeah. Like, he's like, yo, my cousins are crazy. My cousins like Boogie. I was like,
my cousins are crazy. My cousins like Boogie.
That's a hard line.
Are you kidding me?
I tell her, look up because it's snowing at Tootsie's or in Tootsie's. I'm like, yo, Weezy produced it. Weezy F made me. I'm like, those are bars. Like,
Drake is spitting.
Hey, Lil Baby, he has a good flow. Don't get me. His flow was better. But I'll give it. Drake kind of sounded too
I think Drake was across the board better.
And I like Lil Baby's voice a lot. Pause, but like
pause.
His voice, like if you listen to his album, he's kind of like Young Thug. Like Young Thug has that thing about his voice that is captivating.
Like a harmonic rhythm.
Yeah. While he's rapping,
it's good sonically. Okay, fair enough.
I'll give him that. But when it comes to bars, he did not kill it. I saw a song from Cash XO probably said Lil Baby killed it too, and I'm like, But shout out Lil Baby. He came out with that track before his album dropped. Huge. If he dropped his album and I didn't hear that track, I would not listen to his album.
My only question though is, when is DJ Academics going to come up with that record label?
Yo, let me explain this to you. DJ Academics just showed that
he clearly represents people in some sort of management or what's the word I'm looking for? Promotion.
Oh yeah,
he has a lot of relationships, and I think they pay him to promote them.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
I think he has a lot of those.
You see his new music stuff that's coming out with? No, I don't listen to his shit because I am not giving him.
No, I know,
but he's just shitting on all these dreadhead, colored dreads. Like, he's showing you guys that it's a fucking joke. He's
respect that hustle.
Oh no, I respect. Like that's what I'm saying about it. Like, I respect that he's showing it's not you don't need the talent to do what some of these kids are doing right now. Like, you just need good production. Give me some auto-tune, you're nice.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know, have you heard any of his shit? Like, I haven't heard anything other than like what he posts on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than 4 seconds of it before I press sound off.
Pretty much, I don't care for his
I don't care
well,
at all.
I do respect that. Look, he's just showing, like, if I wanted to do it here, if I had enough money, if I had enough pull, I could be a mumble rapper too. It's not, it doesn't take anything special.
And he's selling, and he's charting.
Exactly.
I think he may have broke top 100 on Apple. Not Billboard, but I think Apple Music or
that's white people there. I mean, he has a good black following.
No, but it was probably like hip hop. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, really, like a sub of a sub of a sub of a subcategory.
You can really post anything that'll make you look
technically
good.
We were first in Apple, from Toronto, podcast.
You know what I'm saying?
Black guy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Record on X day and release on Y day. Like, you can throw some ESPN stats on the board and make yourself look as good as you want to look. But hey, man, salute to his hustle. Hey. Yo, Everyday Struggle's coming back.
Is it? With Joe Budden?
No, not with Budden. Fuck that. Budden's doing way bigger things.
I've never watched Everyday Struggle.
Boys. Yo, shout out to Joe Budden, man.
I didn't even watch Everyday Struggle. I stopped watching it.
It's coming back. It's coming back with
Star.
So you know how they had Star, they had Wayno, they had obviously Academics and Nadesh or whatever her name is.
Nadesh.
What's her name? Nadeska.
This guy said Nadesh.
Nadesh. It's not a
Nadesh.
Anyway, I was thinking about what's that shit called? Fucking I don't know. Anyways, so they had Star. Star actually is doing his YouTube thing now. I don't know if it's only YouTube, but I know YouTube is one of the platforms he's on. He actually has his own show now. I think it's called The Star Report.
Hey.
And he basically said, I don't want to be on Complex anymore. So he asked them to... He obviously used them
to build a platform.
Not even to build a platform, to reignite a platform. Because Star, again, is very respected in that talk space, right? Like that radio, that field, so to speak. So I feel like he needed to reignite that fan base that he had and acquire a new fan base. And he obviously used Everyday Struggle, and it was coincidental that Everyday Struggle went on a little leave, and he saw that as an opportunity to do his own shit. So all Everyday Struggle did was drop Star.
That's it?
That's it.
I'm not gonna watch. I don't care about academics.
But I like Wayno a lot.
I never listened to Wayno like that.
Yo, Wayno, like, very respected name, man. Like, he...
I believe you.
Knows his shit. He gives some good opinions, and they're very objective opinions. It's not like he's not riding anyone. He's not afraid to come at anyone. Like, he just kind of speaks it like it is.
That's good, then.
I mean, it'll get a look from me. If I like the headlines that day, I guess I'll tune into Everyday Struggle.
Do they have guests on that show?
Did they have?
Do they still have guests on that show? Like musicians? Like, do they bring in, like, rappers?
Well, that's not really their premise. Focus on having guests.
But they still bring them in here
if I'm not mistaken, ever since Star's been on, now mind you, I'm not a huge fan of the show. I've only watched maybe 10 episodes.
10 more than I have.
But in everything that I've seen with Star and Wayno, I don't think they had any guests. So maybe they just didn't want to become guest oriented.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. That's my guess.
Just asking.
I think it's good, man. I think Wayno really needs to be more recognized, man. Like, this guy is a fucking wizard. Like, when it comes to this whole new media growth, when it comes to the hip hop world.
How old is he?
I mean, he's been around. He's probably 30s.
Okay.
He's probably the same age category as, like, say...
sounds like a rapper. Was there a rapper named Wayno?
I don't know if Wayno was a rapper, but I know he was always behind the scenes.
I feel like, I've heard that name before.
I know he was always behind the scenes. Shout out to Wayno. Shout out to Everyday Struggle, man. Just shout out to content, bro. Like,
content creators.
Yo, we're here. We're creating content for you guys, and we love it when other people are creating content too. So, shout out to that. I'm liking where this is going, man. We're talking about a lot of shit that not a lot of people are talking about. Not a lot of shit. So the premise of this podcast, we don't want to only focus on popular shit or what's in the now. We really want to have those in-depth conversations about the things that people aren't really talking about.
Yeah, shit no one talks about.
Everyone talks follow-up to something. Just speaking on that note of what people aren't really talking about. There's a follow-up on something that didn't really have the same public appeal or mass appeal that the initial story had. So, of course, you remember the Starbucks thing.
No, the one with the black guys?
Yeah, those guys being arrested.
Philly?
Or whatever they were.
All right, whatever. Facts don't matter.
Starbucks now doubles up as a public washroom.
It wasn't a public washroom before?
Technically, no.
I swear I've gone into Starbucks just to pick up this and left.
Well, let's be real, because we have nice motherfuckers here, right?
Like, we're in Canada.
It's not Starbucks, and we know it's not Starbucks. Starbucks was not the problem. It was that individual. Right, so luckily none of us have ever ran into that, and a lot of people have not had that experience before. But I think the CEO released a statement that they are now going to allow people in Starbucks public washrooms.
This is probably news to like half the world. Like, what? It wasn't a public washroom before.
The viewers are listening to it.
That's what I thought. I read that. I was like, what do you mean it wasn't a public washroom?
So, like, what do you think about this? Like, again, for us, like, we've been to Starbucks public washrooms and had no problem.
Shout out to Hood Starbucks in Rexdale.
No problem, using the facilities or chilling out for a bit or whatever it may be. But now that it kind of officially doubles up a public washroom, do you think it hurts them in any way? Like,
no.
Not at all?
It doesn't.
I think it kind of ruins, like, their, like, quality of brand?
No, I feel like everyone thought it was a public washroom.
That's true.
Like, I have a hard time understanding how it wasn't a public. I've just walked in. There's no keys on the door.
That's true.
If it wasn't a public washroom, you get some Timmy situation. Then we'll talk about that later.
But okay, so let's get to that. So something like Tim Hortons. Speaking of Tim Hortons, man, like when you think about I guess, quality of store. And I don't know, how would you compare Tim Hortons in the States? I know they have those in the States, but what was it, like Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, it's like their Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know.
They have some Tim Hortons that was close to the border.
Yeah, but it's more Buffalo type of thing. So again, like when you think about Tim Hortons, you're not walking in there, or let's put it this way. You walk into a Starbucks washroom and you walk into a Tim Hortons washroom. Aren't you just expecting differently?
It's a different establishment. It's like walking into H&M and walking into like Louis store.
That's my point. So now, is Starbucks going to slowly become Tim Hortons? That's my first question. And secondly, do they care? If the money's rolling,
exactly.
Do they
That's
care?
the thing. They have the money rolling. They know people still would rather go to Tim Hortons to take a piss than Starbucks, because when you walk in Starbucks a certain way, you get looks a certain way.
Exactly. You still have kind of that brand respect.
They have that brand respect.
That's true. Whatever.
If I worked at Starbucks, I'm letting whoever you want to take a piss, bye.
So who's cleaning that washroom now when there's crackheads and they're shooting up and you know what I'm saying, drunk motherfuckers pissing on the floor? Well, Starbucks is not open that late, but
still,
you know what I mean.
Like you can get people taking piss in there and all over the walls at like 2 in the afternoon.
Cleans that up.
Well,
staff.
Get a pay raise. Ask for that raise.
Pay raise.
Ask for that raise.
So the product is going up again.
Hey, if you like Starbucks, you're already paying up. You're paying $4 for a coffee.
That's true.
Go to McDonald's.
That's very
$1.30 coffee.
Very true. McDonald's low-key has the best coffee.
I agree.
That's a fun fact for the viewers.
And of course, the prices.
I want to touch quickly on one more thing, man. Let's always respect the viewers' time and not spend too much time.
Back to basketball. I'm joking.
Back to basketball. That's all we're going to talk about. No, but I want to touch on the. Did you watch that J. Cole, Angie Martinez interview?
No, it looked really long. To be honest, I did not want. I love J. Cole, but I don't know what he's talking about for that long.
I want to touch on it very quickly, just kind of quickly highlight it. But let's actually save that for next week. Like
I'll actually watch it and I'll bring my own comments.
That's the thing, because I have a really hot take for you that I really want to talk about. But again, for those that don't know, I think it was this week, the Angie Martinez J. Cole interview. He said a couple of things on there. So he addressed the Kanye situation. So when Kanye released a photo of the fact that him and J. Cole spoke on the phone.
Oh, he said what they talked about?
Yeah, so he didn't, kind of. He kind of said what they talked about, but more what he was saying was like, he felt a way about it because if they're supposed to be having a genuine conversation and then you go ahead and you show that to the world, is it really genuine or was it to flex? Was it strategic marketing on Kanye's part?
Well, it's strategic marketing. I think everything he's doing right now is to...
Well, yeah, but again, my point is J. Cole was basically saying like, I wouldn't have told him to, release that. I wouldn't have told him I was cool with that. Like, I didn't know he was going to do that. And I felt a way about it. Now, I did confront him. He apologized about it, so I don't want to make it sound like there's any bad blood between us. But I did feel a way about it. I didn't really like it, right? What else did he say? He said, he talked about 6ix9ine as well.
What did he say about 6ix9ine?
He said he respects it.
I've been saying I respect it.
I respect it.
I respect the hustle.
So
I respect the hustle.
Yeah, so basically he's saying like 6ix9ine is saying anything he wants right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
And there's nobody stopping him. There's nobody slowing him down.
No one is.
And he just keeps growing. So he salutes the ability to do that. But he doesn't obviously agree with everything.
Oh yeah, well that's what he said in 1985. He's like, I respect a black man getting paid.
Exactly.
But he's just like, invest wisely.
Careful.
Exactly. Be careful.
Wisely, as he would say.
You have an audience. Like, be aware that you have an audience, and they don't necessarily know that you're fake flexing. You're just doing all this for money.
And they're young, so
they think
you're molding minds right now.
That's all he was trying to say in 1985.
You showed me that thing today. That
YBN Chorty's response. So I actually respect that.
Yo, for those people that haven't heard that, what's it called? Is it just called Remix or?
It's called Old Niggas. J. Cole 1985 response.
What's his name?
YBN CORDAE. Corday, whatever his name is.
So YBN Corday.
Yeah. I actually respect. He has a flow. He came with bars. He actually said some stuff.
Yeah, man.
He's like, I don't want to spoil, but when he said when hip hop started, old niggas said that shit was whack too.
Yep.
He's like, who do you guys want us to look up to? Bill Cosby and R. Kelly? Mm-hmm. He's like, yo, just let us do us. We get it. Like, you might not understand it, but we got to eat too. And I was like, yeah, that's literally what it is. He didn't diss J. Cole. He didn't diss anybody. He kind of just said...
Kind of took a stab or two, but...
Well, he kind of said, don't diss, like, you didn't have to come at Lil Pump. He said that.
Whatever.
But he never, he didn't name drop anybody. And when he says it, he has good facts. He wasn't hating. It wasn't a diss track. I would say that it was a response from, a younger person's perspective in the industry. And it's good. I listened to it a few times. I bump it too. It's not bad.
Go give that a listen, man. That shit's fire. Not gonna lie.
It is. Shout out to him.
But yo, you know what time it is, man.
Yo, let's go.
It's time
let's get it.
for that crazy Canadian shit. It's that CCS, man. You know what it is on a weekly basis. It's that hashtag CCS, man. It's that crazy Canadian shit. Like I said, it's weekly. So we're going to give this to you every week. We're going to give you those non-typical, eye-raising, what the fuck stories from Canada. And again, guys, like I always say, keep this in mind. We're giving you the Torontonian perspective of a lot of this because some of these stories aren't from Toronto. No. So it's just as crazy for us as it is for y'all.
You know what?
But, the first one we have is from Toronto.
It is? You'll go get it.
Was it? Or
no, it's from Alberta. It's somewhere in BC.
What's that one with the Tim Hortons lady?
Yeah, it's in BC.
Oh, that shit in Toronto?
No, it's in BC. It's
okay, whatever.
I don't know where it is in BC.
Go ahead.
Long story short.
A lot of people have heard this, though, which is good.
If you're in Canada, you probably heard about it. Tim Hortons in BC has their washrooms locked. To get in, you need to ask the cashier for a key. Now, this lady always comes in, supposedly, messes up their washroom. So she came in, yo, let me get her key. I need to, do a number 2.
And it goes
nah. And there's a video on this. If you search the video, you can find it. And the guy was like, nah. So she pulled up literally just took 2 steps back to the wall, took down her pants.
Yo, she
took a shit.
Oh my god.
Picked it up with a tissue paper and flinged it at the guy. Cleaned her ass and flinged that at the man.
That was fucking disgusting.
That shit was disgusting. And there's a video on this, true. Trust me, yo.
Fucking sick.
What would you do if you were this guy? You're the cashier.
I'm dodging that shit, bro. I'm Neo in the Matrix.
Either way, what are you doing?
I'm not getting hit by that, bro.
You didn't get hit. What are you going to do to the lady?
I'm running to the back. And calling 911 on this girl and be like, yo,
this girl.
Nah, I wouldn't.
Do you think they have to shut down Tim Hortons to clean it now? What if it hit equipment? What if it went to the back and it hit the bagels or the cream cheese back there?
That's nut butter.
Jeez. Man said that's peanut butter.
No, what is it? Didn't Nicki Minaj coin that? Nut butter? That shit, when, I don't know.
I remember. I feel like I know what you're talking. I feel like I've heard it before, but
anyways, man,
you got anything?
That's fucked up. Shout out to Tim Hortons, though, I guess. Anyways, I got another one for you. This one is, I think this was Vancouver as well.
Nothing happened to you, Vancouver. Are you niggas smart?
Some shit, I don't know, man. But anyways, the headline says, after mistakenly letting people buy prohibited guns, the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mountie Police or some shit, tells owners to give them up. So an error allowed the purchase of 114 prohibited handguns, and it went undetected for 12 years.
Oh, I thought this was today. They sold it today, and then they realized tomorrow.
Bro, 12 years later, they realized, I think we made a mistake.
And telling niggas to bring it back?
And they said, can you guys politely bring that back, please?
Oh, yeah, we're Canadians. They probably did. Let's be honest.
I actually think it said, I think it said in the article that most people returned it. Yeah, it said the RCMP has told those owners that they have to surrender those guns, but 14 of the guns remain in limbo. So hold on, let's put this in perspective.
So 100 people gave it back?
This is super Canadian of us. 114 prohibited handguns were purchased, and only 14 of them remain in limbo after the RCMP has asked the owner to surrender their guns.
So who the fuck? Why would you give it? Who's 100 people? Did they get a reward for giving it back?
I doubt it.
Okay, well, I'm not giving that shit back. If you give it to me, you gave it to me. No, it's not. You can't take shit back.
Yeah, that's some fucked up shit. I got a couple more for you.
Oh, I'm listening.
I'm listening, man.
Tim Hortons.
Open those ears. Now, this happened in Hamilton. For those viewers that don't know, Hamilton is in Ontario. Hamilton's like what? The Buffalo of New York? Of the state of New York?
Yeah, it is. It really is. They try
like the Long Island.
They try to be part of the GTA, but they're too far to be part of the GTA. That makes
It's got to be the Long Island. I would say it's the Long Island.
Is it Long Island? I don't know. I don't know. Is that they want to claim GTA, but they're not.
But they're not.
The GTA. There's no H in that shit.
This happened again in Hamilton. The armed forces halt downtown training to avoid stressing Hamilton's baby falcons.
It doesn't get any more Canadian than that.
Now, there's a lot of Canadian shit happening in this storyline here. So first of all, armed forces stopping their training.
Okay.
I guess our armed forces don't need to train.
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know.
We can stop any time.
Because they don't want to stress out some baby fucking falcons?
I don't know what to. I don't know what to say. Like,
is this real? I really don't have the words.
It's on
the
CBC.
only words that I have for that is the last story of the day.
Is it also Canadian as hell?
Now, it's also Canadian as hell. Now, this happened in the University of Montreal.
Ooh.
Shout out to Montreal, man.
Hey, we need to go there one day, yo. Kyle, I've not been to Montreal.
I have not been to Montreal.
It's coming.
From Toronto.
Summer 2018.
It's coming, man. But yeah, shout out to Montreal. But this happened in Montreal, and this is funny because I thought, when you think Falcon, what do you think, Atlanta?
Matt Ryan.
I mean, I don't, Matty Ice. I don't think about Canada at all.
Yeah,
right?
I didn't even think we had Falcons.
Now, this headline in Montreal reads, a trio of baby falcons. We're fucking back to falcons. What if it's the same falcons?
It probably is.
No, it's not. It's a different. It's a different number of falcons. A trio of baby falcons are now live at the Université de Montréal.
Oh, like you can watch them?
It's that bilingual motherfucker. But yeah, the trio of baby falcons are now live at the University of Montreal, and you can watch their every move.
They've done this before in the States. Like they put a video camera like right beside a nest.
So what is it, just like a live stream? Like,
yeah, it's just like you go on a link. Yeah, you just go on a link and you watch what they're doing.
Jesus Christ.
They watch them.
This is like those looping videos on YouTube.
It makes no sense why people watch it, but I guess if you're a Falcon enthusiast, this would interest you. I don't know. I can't see myself watching 5 seconds of this.
I just don't understand.
I'll watch the highlights on Instagram. That's what Instagram's for.
I'll watch the highlights.
If anything interesting happens, it'll be on Instagram. Trust.
That's it, man. But yo, man, that's that CCS, man. As usual, we wanna end you off with
let me ask
crazy.
Something quick. Yeah,
Go ahead.
ask one quick thing. Viewers out there, if you have any crazy Canadian shit, hashtag us, add us, hashtag TNV, hashtag CCS at True North Views. We'll read that shit.
And you know what it is, man. Speaking of True North Views, let me go ahead and plug the socials in the meantime for all the viewers, man. As usual, you can find us on all socials, man. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. Yeah, right. Trying to get that Facebook running, but fuck, man, those settings are weird.
It's because of the new suing thing, no?
I don't fucking know. But anyways, we are on SoundCloud. We are on iTunes. You can find us on all of those different platforms at True North Views. It's all one word, very basic spelling, True North Views. On our Twitter and our Instagram, we have our link tree, link up. Just shout out to Linktree. Shout out to them. Very quick way to access us, guys. If you don't want to have to search or type anything, or you want us to do the work for you, again, just visit our bio on Twitter or Instagram. You'll see our Linktree link there. And from there, again, you'll get the link to our iTunes. Subscribe, rate, comment. You'll get the link to our SoundCloud. Please follow, like, share, download our shit, listen, keep supporting us. And then again, we have our Twitter and our Instagram pages there as well. I hope you guys fuck with our shit, man.
No, we tried to put out content for y'all, man.
We're trying to give you guys that good content, man. Like, we're really we're really starting to put some good shit out there, man. So keep rocking with us. We respect, we really appreciate those day ones. Never hesitate to give us feedback, any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions.
Legit.
Do you like the segments we're doing? The CCS, the Unofficial Friends.
CCS.
We're gonna come up with some hot merch, bro.
Unofficial Friend.
God. Unofficial Friend. That we're trademarking that.
Stop stealing our ideas.
This is an audio trademarking of that.
Today is
stamped. But yeah, man. So again, we really appreciate it. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we respect it, man.
Go right in, go into the intro. All right, man. You guys just heard.
All right, man. All right, say the respect line again, just so I can come into it.
All right, man. So again, we really respect that, man.
You already know what it is. It's the end, unfortunately, and you just heard bare man's talking. So go tell a friend, tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to
just
tell
keep
a
telling,
friend.
man. Just keep telling. Let's grow this brand. The brand is getting strong. Shout out to Jesus Samero on that term. Flex, man. We want to be able to again just be that central source of information for you guys, man. So we really appreciate it.
Comment, rate. We just said it, but do it again.
Once again, man, you guys stay safe. I go by the name of Harris.
I go by JustShola.
Never forget.
Watch out for them wastemans,
Watch out for those wastemans, man. We appreciate it. It's TMV. It's episode 4, man. Let's get it.